Welcome back, everybody. Let's have a little look at the situation with the actual markets then, shall we? So this is the crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin, and you can see that it's fallen off a cliff, and it's going to continue to fall off a cliff as well. Definitely a lot more pain to be had by alts across the board. And when we look on the daily, this is the sort of area that we have temporarily found resistance on, but when it breaks down, we're going to be coming down all the way to this level here, which is going to be another drop of around, I'd imagine, about 10 to 15%. Yeah, 17% drop from there to there. Yeah, well, 16, almost 16% drop from there to there. So we've got quite a bit further to go across the board with alts. And there's a few things you've got to be aware of when you're looking at the alt that you're specifically holding or looking at. You want to be watching to see how its Satoshi levels fare up to the Bitcoin pairing. So if the Sats stay at the same level, it's clearly bearish. If the Sats are going lower, essentially dropping, then it's really bad. It's very bearish. And if they're rising as Bitcoin falls, and it's been doing this consistently, then actually you might be onto a coin that is looking relatively good. Now there's a few coins here and there that seem to be doing that, but it's too early to call, because at the moment I'd probably say we're halfway through this entire transition into the bearish trends, and hopefully it'll start to turn around. And we'll have a look at the Bitcoin dominance, which we're being rejected now on the 50 EMA. So that's 70.32 at the moment, as it stands right now, is where we're being rejected from. Hopefully, you know, if you're looking for alts, you want to see this be rejected. If you're looking at Bitcoin, you want to see it obviously gain. What's it likely to do? To be honest with you, I think it's probably likely to rise again, but I would expect to be rejected at this level, so 70.75. But you know, we have been rejected on it now, so if that was to come down any further, we're going to be sort of just about dancing around that 69.80 area and before we see any kind more of a reversal. Now we do have a death cross here only on the 4 hourly, but if we have a look at the daily, it's a completely different story. Extremely bullish. However, the 21-day close is getting closer to the 50-day close, and if that crosses, then you know that would signify a bit of a downtrend for it still, but still extremely bullish on the daily chart. I mean, extremely bullish. But you know, you can be bullish on this chart and still be bearish on Bitcoin. There's no question about it. I mean, that's essentially what we are. We're bullish on the dominance, but bearish on the coin. So let's have a look at Bitcoin and see what's been going on. So we're on the 5-minute charts. We've just made another step down. It's not much though, but when we've come down to the point now where we're beneath 10,000, where sort of drops like this do mean something. You know, a $100 or $200 drop means a lot more than it used to do when we were right back up at the 14,000s. I mean, they were nothing back then, and essentially now they're twice as much, aren't they? Because it's halved in its value from its most recent high. So we'll have a look at it on the 4 hourly, see if there's anything. The 4 hourly is kind of not really much use at the moment, to be honest with you. It would suggest to me that we probably are going to be coming down again, to be honest with you. We are in bearish territory and looking to continue that bearish trend, but really it's got to the point now where I'm more interested in looking at weeklies. And the weekly is going to have to, there's no way it's going to reverse this candle. This is the most bearish looking candle you've probably seen since this rejection. So testing this area of 7,700 and breaking it would bring us all the way down to this level here. Breaking through this Bollinger Band would be coming all the way down to here, which is 6,586. There we should see a reversal. Reversal probably not the right word, but we'll probably see a bounce from there, and hopefully that will be our bottom. But you know, the way that it's going at the moment, it's not looking great. And the monthly is due to close in a few days, and the monthly is also looking extremely bearish. And if you watch my previous video, I've said that this is the first time we've had 3 monthly candles in the red consecutively in what would be considered a bull market. So I'm not saying that this is a bear market now, but it's certainly not good. And also, this is the first time actually that Bitcoin's broken beneath both the 200 and the 200's EMA and the simple in what would be considered a bull market. So it's done 2 things, or it's about to do 2 things. that it's never done in its entire history of its 10 years existence. It's never done this before in, like I say, what's considered to be a bull market. So when we're looking at sort of previous cycles and things, a lot of our analytics of those sort of things is going to be out the window. We're technically in new territory really when this sort of thing happens, which is what I like. I like a new challenge, and that's certainly what this is going to be. And anyone's guess of what happens to Bitcoin in the coming months it's up for the taking. Nobody really knows exactly which way it's going to go, but because it's done this now and it's about to close the monthly on a third red candle, and we're beneath the moving averages here, the 200 and 200 simple, does look like we've got a little further to go. So my expectation, like I say, when I look on the weekly, my expectation is here, because we've got the 50 simple, we've also got the Ichimoku cloud, so that should bring us down to 6,500, which is kind of what I've been saying, for a while now. So that should be the area for a bounce, and it's definitely worth buying it, I'd say. Even though I'm not a financial advisor, it's not financial advice, it's definitely worth making a little buy there. In the event that it does bounce from there, you caught it at the bottom, but have a very steep stop loss. So I expect when this breaks down, it breaks down pretty nicely. You'll probably have a big wick into this area, but the candle body, I bet you the candle body will close above this area, even at least for the short term, and maybe try to push back up here. And that would be a nice little move, to be honest with you. At this level to here, I mean, we're talking about, what would that be? It's a 16% move from bottom to top, so we probably would be seeing something like that, but it depends what happens when we're down here. If we get rejected from there and we come back down to here, it's similar to how we saw when it was the 10,000 broke. We danced around that area for quite some time. The longer you end up sort of bouncing around on a support level, the more likely it is for it to break down rather than up. So we'll see what happens, but that's my expectation. So just another quick recap. So this guy here is looking to break down, clearly looking to break down. We've danced around it quite a few times and bringing us down to this level here, which I think we said was about a 16% drop across the board for altcoins. And Bitcoin dominance looking to be rejected on this 50 simple on the daily. Actually, there's a 50 EMA, that one. And then probably over time come down to around about, over time, and I'm talking about quite a bit of time now, I'm talking perhaps maybe several weeks to months, actually be reversed all the way back down to around about 66, but that's going to take quite a while. Perhaps won't happen until towards the end of the year. I do expect that when we look at this chart here, and we look at it on the daily, we're not going to be seeing any kind of alt season or any true reversal until these two switch sides, and at the moment this is a bearish setup, clearly bearish, and with a lot more momentum to go. And it's only when these guys cross over that we'll start to see some changes. Now there will be obviously opportunities before that, but if you really want to be safe and play it safe, you want to see these all reverse their situation, you want to see them facing up, you want to see pretty much the inverse of what you see in here. You want to see the 21, the 50 and the 200 all stacked in the opposite way that they are right now. At the moment this is clearly bearish setup, and I would expect bearish moves across the board for Bitcoin and all altcoins across the board, no question about it. Like I say, there'll be some stronger alts than others, some might actually gain in value, but the chances are they'll all be falling with Bitcoin, some faster, some not so much, and some exactly the same speed. Anyway, I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching, I hope you have a nice day. Take it easy.